Greetings, my name is Dr. Candace Chambers, and I just wanted to pop in today to discuss the topic of how to stay on task if you do have an extensive writing assignment. This assignment can be for graduate school, even for undergrad, for online course, in-person course, but it's an assignment that has multiple parts and the deadline may be a month out, 2 months out, but all these different parts have to come together to create this ultimate writing submission that you have to submit. Oftentimes I work with writers and they struggle with understanding how to stay on task, how not to go down rabbit holes, and how to make sure they are providing or producing a quality document at the end of the tenure for whatever type of assignment they have to submit. The first tip that I would like to provide is to think about the ultimate deadline. If professors have provided a syllabus or an assignment sheet, there is an ultimate deadline that the writer has to meet for when that project or writing assignment is due. And so to stay on task, you want to see what is that deadline that I have to meet and how can I work backwards from that deadline. If you are a doctoral student or you're writing a master's thesis and you have a deadline to defend or a deadline to submit your writing assignment to the library for formatting, you have a deadline. Thinking about that graduation deadline or even just the assignment deadline, what is that deadline? And think about how can I work backwards. So if your deadline is, let's say, April of 2025, okay, I have a year to write this document. Or if your deadline is 2 weeks from now, your deadline is June 25th, I have until June 25th to complete this assignment. So you have to start there. After you have identified the deadline, comes tip 2, which is to make a schedule. So in the schedule, you do want to work backwards. Like I said, your deadline's a month out. You say, okay, hey, I have 3 weeks to get this assignment done because that last week I would like to be revising or editing my writing. Get a schedule. You can do it on a Google Doc or a Microsoft Word document. You can even write it down. And you say, okay, the first week of the assignment, I would like to do XYZ. All right. Usually that's a brainstorming, gathering sources, some type of preliminary activity. The second week of the assignment, I would like to do XYZ. The third week of the assignment, I would like to have a good solid draft. Because that last week of the assignment, like I said before, you will be editing, revising, making sure things are clear, concise, and they actually meet the guidelines for the assignment. That's more so on a short-term scale. For my writers who have like a dissertation or a thesis that takes months or even years to write, you still have that ultimate deadline, but instead of weeks, you divide it up by months. So you say at the end of January, I would like to have my introduction done. At the end of February, I would like to have my literature review done. At the end of March, you get the picture. So you want to make a schedule that takes heed to the ultimate deadline, but you're breaking up your small deadlines into chunks so that you can meet that ultimate deadline. And then the last thing that you want to do once you know what your task is, either for that week, for days, or even months, is to think about your time blocks, all right? Sometimes people are more productive in the morning. Sometimes people are more productive in the afternoon. Even some people are productive, let's say, a Saturday morning or a Sunday evening. You have to think about your productivity times. Identify time blocks within your mini schedule that is for the ultimate deadline. So you may say, hey, every Tuesday from 9 to 11, I'm going to write. And that's all I'm going to do. And I had to do that for my dissertation. Every Tuesday, Thursday, 9 to 11, that's what I was doing, was writing my dissertation. And so you think about your time chunks. You also think about work and play. So you don't want to set deadlines that are way too unrealistic. Like, you're not going to write for 5 days or 7 days a week. Like, nobody's going to do that. That's too much. So you think about what's realistic for you. If you have kids, how do you work around your kids' schedule? If you work out, if you go to church, like different things that may take up your time. You think about how do you work around those but still get the job done. I just wanted to pop in to talk about, like I said, making sure that you are staying on task for writing assignments, because that's really half the battle. It's understanding how to stay on task, how to be productive, but it's all about understanding the ultimate deadline, breaking down your schedule into realistic chunks, and then lastly, making sure you do have time blocks within that schedule. And that will keep you on task to ultimately finish with whichever goal that you are trying to finish. All right. So please like, comment, or subscribe below. You can also check out my website at www.edwritingservices.org. If you are struggling with your writing or you need someone to guide you through the process, please feel free to reach out. I would be glad to help. But until next time, I will see you on the next video.